Zambia Institute of Agriculture was founded in 2007, of course by me. Then I was working for an organization funded by OSED, that was Every Home for Christ Food Security Project. But I looked at the delivery of programs and my vision, what I really wanted to achieve other than just working for NGOs, but I needed to reach out to the community in a more practical way. That's how it came up that I dreamed of founding Zambian Institute of Agriculture with a vision of leading leaders into agriculture transformation. So my key is agriculture transformation. And why focusing on the leaders? I've seen we can find a lot of administrators, we can find a lot of managers in agriculture, but I've seen very few leaders in agriculture. And this is why I'm focusing so much on that. Whenever I see a woman pregnant, I see a leader there. So we want that unborn baby to be transformed as the mother is being transformed in an agricultural way. Our mission is to work with like-minded people in enhancing the agricultural capacity in rural areas and of course urban areas. Yeah, basically that's our vision and mission. After 2007, I would say from 2007 to 2015, my focus was so much community, working with the churches, mobilizing churches, different denominations, bringing them together, train them to go and call out agricultural projects in their communities. Yeah, it was really in the first place 2012, I would say 2012 to 2014 was my most challenging year. Yeah, because I had to mobilize pastors, politicians, and local leaders who are village headmen together. Now, to bring these people together and to go and foster development where they live was really a challenge, because the politicians do not relate with the local leaders, the headmen. They will choose to align to their political parties. Pastors also, those who don't go to church, they don't give them any empowerment. So me, I created that meeting point, the project that all these three groupings can work together and develop the area where they live. Because the headman lives in the same village. The pastor lives in the same village. The politician lives in the same village, which is poor. Why don't they put their efforts, their leadership knowledge together and develop? That's what my focus was. I scored a success where the food security project began, and people are still implementing the activities I taught them, even when the project has died. But people are still implementing those training guides which I gave them, the principles. They're still following them. And I can have evidences. Even today I can call one and say, how is your farming today? They are still smiling. Now, having scored that success, I decided that we go academic way. And that was in 2017, January. I managed to meet up with a friend who is also has a PhD in environmental management, based in Cambridge in the UK. He's a Zambian based in Cambridge, UK. We partnered that we could do distant training where students would come 1 week, we train them, then off they go to do things and come back again after 3 months. I saw that it wasn't working well. Then I decided in 2018 that we'll include young students and just offer a diploma affiliated to a government college, which is Monze College of Agriculture. And this is how we have taken up an academic route of training young school leavers. Of course, we can only take not more than 25 students in any intake. Currently, we have 12 young school leavers and 5 Zambia Army officers undergoing the same course. The Zambia Army officers are on a recess back in January. The young students also are leaving probably after their exams next week, which is 4th December 2019, then back also in January to continue their journey. They are all graduating in 2019, but they will have their ceremony done in 20. They are graduating 2020, have their ceremony done in 2021, together with the government students at Monze College of Agriculture. What do we really want to see as Zambia Institute of Agriculture by training these young ones? We are not interested in the academics. We are interested in multiplying ourselves. The passion and the heart that we have to see people transforming the way they do agriculture, much more protect the environment and add up to the building of nature, in as much as we are protecting, we are working towards the climate crisis. Yes, there are issues to do with climate change, and we're not so much trying to fight, but we're trying to say if we can multiply these guys who can practice the sustainable agriculture in a more environmental way, ecological way, then the whole villages where they go to work, they will start being transformed. So that's the only focus here. Many of them, I would say, amongst the 12 students that we have as young ones and the 17 Zambia Army officers, very few are contributing. The fees are very minimal, just contributing to buying markers and also the paper. Yeah, but very few also pay. We're learning as a charity, and we're not funded. Of course, we have one organization which is the relation is just building now. What's up in Netherlands? The relationship hasn't grown strong yet to see which part they are going to take to start funding. They are more interested in tree planting and tree crops growing. Yeah, so maybe they may take that route, but the sustainability of the academic part, which is training of the students, which requires a lot of things, we haven't seen anyone coming on board. We would like to have many people come through, pick up, say, the subject of interest, to say, okay, we'll be funding all the practicals in crops, or we'll be funding all the practicals in livestock, or we'll be funding agricultural engineers or agricultural economists. So we look at that. So we have in total 8 subjects, which we take 3 subjects in a semester. So we're looking at that and see how we deliver that. Of course, we are renting right now where we are, and we have acquired a nice property, land with a very good natural resource. We have water there. We've tried to put a leach that we can collect, we can harvest rainwater and avoid the stream from running dry during the dry season. We also have land cleared where we want to do fields. We also have the plan to do beehives within the forest, because it's got a very nice forest. But besides that, we want to build the institute. Being an agricultural institution, we can't learn it in town. We need it off town, of course in the nature, where the students are able to practice a lot of things. In my previous videos, I've highlighted that we're going to have a field section which is specifically for gardens. We're going to have horticulture, we're going to have crops where we want to grow our own indigenous seed. Then we also want to have a part where we have livestock. Of course, we're going to measure into 3 livestock species, which is the broilers, layers, and piggery. But where we want to build the center of excellence, which is the Regenerative Agricultural Institute, this is not just for Zambia. Our focus is to have different African students coming at this showpiece. Yeah. Now, this one center, the Center of Excellence, we want to have everything under one roof. If we can manage to build it nicely, with resources available, we want to have the laboratories, the classrooms, the administration, dining, hostels, car park, a resort center, or also the sports ground. We want this facility to be at one place We've done a tentative budget with a BOQ developed by one of the experienced contractor of $45,000. $45,000 is just specifically for hostels, classrooms, administration block, and laboratories and a library with a kitchen and communal dining. So this is what is going to be covered in $45,000. So basically, this is what we want to see as Zambia Institute of Agriculture. If we can build our own institute, our own center, our target is to train 75 students in every 3 years. At least if we can do 75 students in every 3 years, then we are saying at least we are sending in each province of the country, we are sending out 10 students. So meaning we can cover the nation in every 3 years. And the knowledge will spread like that. We are going to produce leaders in agriculture, and this nation and African nations are going to find it that it's so easy to do agriculture. It's not complicated as it is being complicated by other technocrats. We want people to grow food and health food within their means. Yeah, so basically that's what our focus is. Our main objective is that we have transformed leaders in agriculture, and this is through best practices in agriculture, not theoretical or technological, but purely practice based agricultural systems, which is based on the principles of God. Not farming God's way, but having the knowledge that God has set all the standards and all the principles on how we can do it, and that He has provided every resource. That's the knowledge we want the scientists to begin to appreciate. Yeah, thank you.